Okay, let me talk to you first about the contents of the book. And the change management body of knowledge against which this book is written looks at the whole spectrum of change management knowledge. So, Chapter 1 deals with a perspective on change management, looking across half a century of social science research as it applies to change management, individual and organisational psychology. Chapters 2 through to 6 form part of what you could describe as a change management methodology, though there is no explicit methodology taught in the book. A change manager could adapt them. So defining change, managing benefits, stakeholder strategy, communication, and the impact of change. And Chapter 7, change readiness, planning and measurement, which includes the measurement aspect, therefore would be part of a methodology. I would also take you on jumping to Chapter 11, which looks at how you embed and sustain change in an organisation. Then there are chapters like Chapter 8 on project management, which helps to explore the issues of how a change manager interfaces with the project and programme management community, and Chapter 9 on learning and development, where the change manager also needs to interface effectively with learning and development professionals. Chapter 12 looks at some of the personal issues around change management, leadership, negotiation, conflict handling, team management, related issues. And then Chapter 13 has 4 sections which are not issues that a change manager needs to be specialist in, but in which a change manager must keep in view, because if they were blind to them, they could derail a change initiative. So that's human resources issues, safety, health and the environment, process orientation, Lean and Six Sigma, that sort of thing, and finally finance. Let me talk to you about the approach of the book. The first thing is that we've tried to make theory practical. As an example, let me talk to you about the change curve. Most people involved in change management are well aware of the change curve, but it's often taught as a kind of abstract theory. What we've tried to do is to explain, as you can see on the screen, the sorts of things that you can do as a change manager to leverage that knowledge. So, understanding that the way that different people will respond, understanding the need to engage line managers and how you can leverage their knowledge of people to be effective, understanding that there will be times where you are blamed for change and it's not because people are attacking you, it's them responding to change as part of a human response. Things like that. Understanding allows people to do something differently. I've said a bit about how we try to make theory practical, but we also seek to give how-to advice. So it's clear that you need to gather different viewpoints in defining a change vision. But in the section in Chapter 2 that deals with that, we've actually got the authors put in a list of steps that you could go through to help you to engage people in developing different viewpoints. Another thing we've done to try to make the book really practical is that throughout it, the authors have included practitioner tips. And there's one on the screen from the chapter on engaging stakeholders, which again gives an illustration of just how practical the authors have sought to be in the way they teach their material. Another thing we've done is to offer checklists that change managers can use to make sure that they don't miss anything important. On the screen there's an example of a stakeholder impact checklist, which can be used to make sure that nothing significant gets lost in the process of dealing with stakeholder impact. That comes from Chapter 6 on change impact. One other thing we've done is to include templates that change managers can use or adapt from the book. So again, on the screen, we've put an example taken from Chapter 11 on embedding change and sustaining change, which is a risk assessment template that a change manager could use or adapt to look at the issues in embedding a particular change that they're accountable for. So these are some of the ways in which we've tried to turn theory into useful practitioner material for change managers. Let me just say a few words at the end about the style of the book. Our aim throughout has been to make the book accessible and readable. And I had a lovely response. Only 4 days after the book was published, I got an out of the blue LinkedIn email from somebody who turned out actually to be a change management professional in Italy, who said, and I quote, "I've read the Effective Change Manager's Handbook and really enjoyed the content." Well, of course I was thrilled, but I wrote back to the lady concerned and said, "You've read really quickly, that's only 4 days after publication." And the response I got was lovely. She said, "Well, I really enjoyed the book, so it was really easy to finish as I was literally hooked." Those were the words. So I'm thrilled to get that sort of response so early. And my hope, and that of the whole editorial team, is that the readers will enjoy the book, they'll find it stimulating, but most importantly, that they'll be able to use it to help their organisations to make change stick and to drive value.